Hi there, Robin here, and in this video we're going to be doing an introduction, feature and benefit of the Pyle PMXAKB2000. This is a very, very popular karaoke system from Pyle. It's amplified, it also has preamps on the back, it also features Bluetooth on it, which is really great. We're going to go through all the knobs and features of the unit and talk about why it's so popular. So the B2000 is actually a standard size component, so it'll fit in with all your other equipment. It does offer the option for wings on the side in case you were rack mounting it. And the nice part is all the main component hookup is in the back, and on the front side we just get two mic inputs plus our USB option at the bottom. We're going to go through all the knobs now. Very straightforward. You've got mic 1, mic 2, and then you're going to get features, and this is what makes it really exciting. You get your gain level control for your first mic, a balance because this is a stereo system, so left and right. You also then have echo control for this particular mic. This is going to be a gain control for that echo feature. And then we're going to have tone controls. We're going to have a low, mid, and high on that whole line. Then we're going to repeat it a second time on mic 2. So everybody has their individual settings. Again, we're going to have that gain control for the mic, balance, echo, low, mid, high. So both microphones can be set up individually on an independent line. They both offer a minus 10 dB gain control, depending if you're using wireless microphones or not, and depending if you find you're going to need that. The next actual line is going to give you control over your echo. So this is where you're going to see your delay and repeat options. You're also going to get tone control on here as well, a low and high. So giving you a lot of detail. The blue knob, again, gain controls over how much actual echo we want to have in our audio altogether. Then you also have the option to have it in stereo or mono, which again is a really neat feature. Just a little extra stereo mono right at the beginning. At the bottom is going to be all our controls for the music source that we're going to select. Again, the gain levels we're going to want on that, then the balance, high, mid, low, giving us complete control over the whole thing. So what makes this unit really kind of special when it comes to karaoke machines is the fact that you're actually buying a consumer product that has pitch control on it right here. So we can increase or decrease the pitch on it. We can reset it just by pressing the button in the middle. The fourth button located right here is the actual input selector. So we can select between the built-in USB functions or the now Bluetooth option capability to it, along with the two analog RCA inputs in the back, which we'll cover in a minute. These two large knobs give us master control over both the microphone and the music. Once you've actually taken the time to set this up, you're not going to have to come back to it. All you're really going to be doing is, do I want more microphone? Do I want more music? You're just going to be using these two functions right here. And of course, the last button is the power switch. So let's take a closer look at the back before we actually hook up the unit. So on the back of the unit, we're going to have our AC input. Also located right below here is the tray for the fuse that's built into the unit. So if you do need to replace the fuse because the unit stopped working, you can simply just flick this tray out, replace the fuses inside, and off you go. Behind the acrylic panel here is the 115 to 230 voltage selector. On top, we've got our Bluetooth antenna. So this is for our Bluetooth antenna. Most people just leave it down. It seems to work just fine. The next are going to be our speaker input. Our speaker inputs use binding terminals, which basically mean I can loosen this and slide a wire down the side and then retighten it up, or I can use banana plugs to just plug in quickly and pull them out whenever I want, no problem. You've got a key control option. So the next one is a volume reset option, which basically resets the volume to whatever your set flat rate is. Every time you turn the unit off and on, it'll just digitally adjust everything back to a preset level. Most people do like to leave this off because we don't want the volume to increase to 30–40% just because we turn the unit on. So when we move over into the center of the unit, we're going to notice what looks like a fan, and there is a fan inside the unit. It's not located right behind the actual panel. It's halfway down. There's a cooling tunnel, and the fan is mounted about halfway, and it may or may not be running all the time. Depends on how much volume you put through the unit. After that, we're now going to see all our input and output options to it. The first two are microphone inserts. Identical to what's going on in the front. These are, of course, 1/4-inch mic inputs. You're going to plug in dynamic microphones, of course, into these units, or I'm going to plug my wireless mics. By having the option to have two jacks in the back is for, well, let's say wireless microphones, where I'm permanently going to put my receiver on top and I'm going to have them plug in. I'm not going to have those cables draped over the front of the unit all the time. The next ones are just basically analog videos for standard definition television setups. We're not really using these type of features anymore, so we're going to skip over it. I mean, you do have input and output options, but again, these are strictly low res standard. So today everything's HDMI, or we're just streaming off of our TV. So we'll skip that. We will come down to here though. This is very important. The first 3 sets of RCAs are output options. First one's just for our microphone. The next one says record, and the third one says line. This is only going to pull off the mic inputs on the front. The next one's going to be for record. So this is a fixed audio output from the actual mixer half of the unit. The next one is real important. This is our variable output. So this is after the master volume for the mic and the line output. That being said, what this means, if I'm going to go to an amplifier, powered speakers, that sort of thing, I'm going to come off of this unit here if I need more than just 2 speakers. So I've come off of here, and now I still have volume control from the front of the unit coming as an output. That's really important. The next 2 sets of RCA cables are both our inputs. They are labeled as VCD and DVD, but I mean, they're generic line level inputs on them, so you can plug anything from your laptop or tablets or anything that you have that you want to plug into this system audio wise can come into either the VCD or the DVD input. The last pair are hidden behind the jumpers, and that is the actual effects loop. It has an out and input, so if you're plugging in an effects processor, or if you're going to plug in an effects processor, or you're going to plug in an EQ into this unit, then you will remove these jumpers. Do not lose them, because you need them if you're not running any processors or EQs on the unit. Do not remove these and try and operate the system without them. It just won't work. It'll cut the actual signal, and you'll get no output either through the speakers or through any of the line level outputs located on the back of the unit. So they remain inside unless you're actually going to be using the effects processor. So now let's hook it up and actually show how it works. So here we are. We're going to actually connect everything we need in the back. We're going to start with the speaker wires. I've already plugged in the first one. I'm using some GA601 speakers from Lineup. They're going to be really nice to listen to. I like them. They're nice studio set monitors. They're passive, of course. We're using speaker wires, and we're going to be connecting them straight to the terminals. Now, if you loosen these knobs here, it's going to open up a passageway in the back. If you've hooked these up before, no problem. If you haven't, there's a pass-through, which we're going to slide this in behind. Once we get that in there, we're going to tighten that back up again. Make sure it's just finger tight. That's what we're going for. And notice I did loosen it a lot. Makes it a lot easier to get the wire in there. And then again, finger tight. I'm going to do the same thing with the positive right next to it. Loosen it up good. Set the wire in, tighten it back up, finger tight, and the job is now done. So now we do have both speakers left and right, because I did previously hook up the actual right speaker. Now we'll move over to the options when it comes to plugging something into it. If you have a TV that does not have Bluetooth on it, because if it has Bluetooth on it, you can skip this part. Bluetooth, we're going to hook up directly wirelessly to the unit from the TV. This is a receiver, and your TV is a transmitter when it comes to Bluetooth. If not, you're going to need a box like this. It's called an audio converter from digital to analog. Our TV will have an optical output on the back of it. It may even have a digital coax. We're going to be able to utilize a box like this. And this box is going to be analog and a digital input. So you're simply going to be plugging in the optical cable into this box from the TV. So we do have to take these little rubber caps off of this if you have them on the one you get, these rubber caps. So now this optical cable will be able to plug right into the back of the TV. The other end of it will then plug into this unit right here. Once that's plugged in, it only fits in one way, by the way, so if it's upside down, it won't work. Then we just need RCA cables. Now this unit probably isn't going to be right next to where you're going to be hooking it up. So the cables that usually come with it are 3 to 4 feet long. RCA cables will be able to then just plug into here. And the other end of those RCA cables will plug in either into VCD or DVD, because remember I said it's pretty generic at that point. So now it's in VCD. The other end of this optical cable will then be plugged into the TV. Don't forget, once you've done that behind TV somewhere, you are going to have to plug in the AC adapter and plug that AC adapter into the wall. All the magic will take place here. Now also note that this box does not run on digital Dolby off your TV, so you are going to have to set the TV to PDIF setting, or basically anything else but your digital Dolby setting. You'll have a raw audio output or a standard PCM output from the TV. You'll find all that on your actual TV audio settings. Now, if you set your TV audio settings also to variable, it means you're going to have to turn up the volume on the TV before you're going to get sound out of here. If you set your volume on your TV to fixed output, that means it'll have a constant signal, which is best, so this way you don't have to turn up the volume on the TV at all to get a signal out to the actual karaoke system. And again, this is called a digital to analog converter. So for now, because we're going to be doing Bluetooth, everything we need to do is done, and all is left is to plug in the power. So again, power cord is last. Power cord goes in here. Our speakers are hooked up. We're ready to go. So here we are. Everything is plugged in now in the back. We are in Bluetooth mode. I have paired it off to my phone. We are going to set the volume levels. Now on the unit, what we're going to want to start off with, we're going to plug a microphone in. So we first have to set up our master volumes. I like to bring it up to about halfway. It's an easy mark for both the microphone and for the music. Why am I doing this? Because I'm going to set up the mixer against this volume level. The idea is I want to get the volume level to a comfortable level that I like to use all the time. It makes it easier. I can then turn it down and turn it up. I can adjust the mic. I can adjust the music volume easily just by using the main knobs. How do I do that? Well, we're first going to start off with the microphone. We're going to bring the microphone up, get ourselves to a level that we're happy with, regardless where we're at. Now we have the choice to have it at minus 20 dB or at a flat level. So if I bring it up here, it'll be a little more responsive, a little faster. And then you have the choice to play around with echoes and those kind of features right here. You can adjust that like cream and sugar in your coffee, no worries. Next, it's going to be the music. So we're going to play from the actual phone. Once you have the two actual levels set to where you want, and of course you can make adjustments and all of that. There's nothing wrong with doing any adjustments here at all. I'm now going to be able to have both on at the same time, and then I can turn them down. So there's the microphone, there's the music. I can turn the music down. I can turn the microphone down. It's that easy. I just adjust the two knobs now accordingly, and everything will be just the way I want. If I want it echo, bring that in here. If I want it in stereo, push the button out. And it's as simple as that. Once you get these knobs up to that mid-range here, right in the middle, you'll be able to either turn it down or turn it up. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter what input option I use at this point. The same system will work across the board, which basically means you'll spend more time actually enjoying using the unit just by turning these two knobs than fine-tuning it every time you up and down the music. Now, of course, if I had a second microphone, I'd run the same adjustments, and that's it. This part will be done, left alone, not to worry about. Just dealing with these two guys. And that's pretty much it. There's lots of knobs and lots of features to play around with. So that's going to wrap up this video for the Pyle PMXAKB2000. Again, a great system, one of the most popular karaoke standalone units. All you need are some microphones, maybe an optical cable with a digital analog kit, maybe if your TV doesn't have Bluetooth. So I hope this helped you out a bit when it came to actually how the unit works, and hopefully maybe it even helped you with your buying decision. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.